So we're like in this constant state of stress. If you think about it, maybe somebody asked you or you asked somebody, "How have you been?" And the answer was stressed. A lot of women are almost wearing busy as a badge of honor, but we're also wearing stressed as a badge of honor. I'm stressed, but I'm getting through. I'm maintaining. That used to be me. I used to say, I'm maintaining. I'm surviving. God wants more for us. He doesn't want us just surviving and maintaining. So again, with the sandwich generation or just the stress of our career and our family and keeping our marriage alive and like I said, the boomerang adult kids, whatever, it's just nonstop. There's so much. So you must take time to allow your body to recover from the specific stressful situation. But it starts now, not when you're in the middle of the fire and you can't see your way out. So, daily intentional steps to support yourself, mind, body, and soul. And again, I was having this conversation with somebody else in the midlife health makeover. She was talking about her physical symptoms after have gone through a long period of stress. This is a different person. We were discussing for her hair loss. And by the time we were having this conversation, that by the time we notice that there's hair loss, we're not really sure why because our stressful situation's been over with. But it really takes about 6 months. We can start losing hair 6 months after a stressful event, a tragic event, trauma. Like the body's still reacting, but that's just one example of how we might not notice it until later. So the body is greatly affected from how we perceive stress and how long we are in that stressful situation, which is why I personally reached burnout and stage 3 adrenal fatigue after living in a 3-year fire, that fiery trial that our family was under. And I know that high achieving, go-getter, busy doer women, they tend to wear one or all four of these mindsets. Perfectionist, see if how you relate here. Placing unrealistic expectations on yourself or people pleaser, not setting boundaries, push through, getting things done, smiling on the outside, but dying or crying a little bit on the inside. Yeah. Protection, controlling, you struggle with trust, you struggle with delegating. It's really hard for you to show vulnerability. And putting on these mindsets keep us sad, sick, and stuck, and certainly not free. And God wants more for us as his daughters. And I have been every one of them, every one of them, and still have tendencies. So this is, again, none of this is a one and done. This is like a day by day, moment by moment sometimes. Do you remember Martha? Remember how she was so busy and she was so anxious about everything? Like, wave at me if you can relate to Martha because so Martha. But I'm trying to be Mary. I'm trying to, God is showing me how to be more like Mary, and that's great. Like there's so much freedom in being more like Mary. But she was doing all the things, and then Jesus told her, like, hey, you're worried and upset about so many things, but only one thing is necessary. And, I believe that a big part of why she was so anxious and upset is because she didn't want to disappoint Jesus. Like, imagine if he was coming to your home. I'd want things almost perfect too, if I could, right? The food wouldn't be ready on time. It wouldn't be like she wanted it, and why is her sister not helping? And all of this stuff. I mean, she was putting on a dinner party with Jesus as the guest of honor. So I want to give her some slack and give her some grace. And at the same time, encourage you that as you're planning your own holiday parties and gatherings and travel time and everything, yeah, there's work to be done. But perhaps some things can look a little differently this year, especially if you are feeling very drained, if you are feeling like your stress is higher, and you're just not feeling like you want to feel. And that can include lack of joy. So Type in the chat if any of this is resonating with you. And if you are like waking up already tired, if you're struggling with more recall and you're not feeling as sharp as you used to, if you're feeling like you're on higher alert and seemingly small things are really bothering you more lately. Oh, yeah, you crashed last December. You're exhausted all the time, and it started about 30 years ago. Wow. Yeah, Kathy, we need to talk. Crashed last December. I've spent the year working on all these things. Cortisol still high and hormones low, adrenal stress. Yes, yes. Good, good that you're continuing to work through that. Yes. Most of those mindsets. I know it's easy, right, Liz? It's so easy to have those mindsets. Um, I think we just naturally have them. But once we know about it, then we can take it to the Lord always, first and foremost, but then, help ourselves to feel safer. Because I believe a big part of those mindsets are it's a control thing. But that's a whole other conversation.